Welcome to part 1 of the CompTIA A Plus Core 220-1102 Security Practice Question Series. The security domain accounts for 25% of the CompTIA A Plus exam, so it's crucial to be well prepared. In this video, we'll delve into a set of practice questions covering various aspects of security such as malware, firewalls, encryption standards, and securing devices. What makes this series special is that it includes comprehensive, detailed explanations for each answer and choice. So if you're looking for a deep understanding of A+ security, stick around for the full security-focused practice questions. The first question is about a company policy that requires the use of drive encryption on all laptops. Which Windows feature should be enabled? A. BitLocker, B. EFS, C. Windows Defender, D. TPM. The correct choice is A. BitLocker. BitLocker is a full disk encryption feature included with Windows designed to protect data by providing encryption for entire volumes. B. EFS, encrypting file system. EFS is a feature of Windows that allows you to store information on your hard disk in an encrypted format. It's used for file level encryption, not full disk encryption. C. Windows. Defender, Windows. Defender is an anti-malware component of Microsoft Windows. It's not used for drive encryption. D. TPM, Trusted Platform Module. TPM is a specialized chip on an endpoint device that stores RSA encryption keys specific to the host system for hardware authentication. While TPM is often used in conjunction with BitLocker for enhanced security, by itself, it's not a drive encryption feature. To enable BitLocker on a Windows laptop, follow these steps. 1. Open the control panel. 2. Click on System and Security. 3. Click on BitLocker Drive Encryption. 4. Click on Turn on BitLocker next to the drive that you want to encrypt. 5. Follow the instructions in the BitLocker Setup wizard. Once BitLocker is enabled, the drive will be encrypted and protected from unauthorized access. Question 2. You are an IT administrator responsible for managing a network of Windows 10 computers in your organization. Your task is to ensure that firewalls, anti-malware settings, and various security configurations are consistently applied across all devices. Which feature of Windows 10 should you utilize to achieve this centralized management? A. Active Directory, B. Group Policy, C. Windows Subsystem for Linux, D. Assigned Access. The correct choice is B. Group Policy. Group Policy is a feature of Windows 10 that allows centralized management and configuration of Windows settings across multiple computers in an Active Directory domain. It enables IT administrators to enforce security configurations, including firewalls, anti-malware settings, and various other security settings, consistently across all devices. A. Active Directory. Active Directory is a directory service provided by Microsoft for Windows domain networks. While it is closely related to Group Policy and is often used in conjunction with it, Active Directory itself is not the feature used for centralized management of security configurations. C. Windows Subsystem for Linux. The Windows Subsystem for Linux allows running Linux distributions on Windows 10, but it is not specifically designed for centralized management of security configurations. D. Assigned Access. Assigned access is a feature in Windows 10 that allows restricting a user account to a single application, providing a kiosk-like experience. It is not used for centralized management of security configurations. Question 3. An endpoint protection tool alerts that a Windows 10 workstation has a Trojan infection. Which mitigation step should be performed first? A. Disconnect workstation from network. B. Run antivirus scan. C. Restore from backup. D. Reinstall OS. The correct choice is A. Disconnect workstation from network. This is the first step to prevent the potential spread of the Trojan to other systems on the network. B. Run antivirus scan. This is an important step to identify and remove the Trojan, but it should be done after the workstation is disconnected from the network to prevent further spread of the infection. C. Restore from backup. This can be a solution if the infection cannot be removed, but it should only be done after the workstation is disconnected from the network and the infection is confirmed. D. Reinstall OS. This is a last resort if the infection cannot be removed or if the system files have been significantly damaged. It should only be done after all other options have been exhausted. Question 4. A technician needs to enable remote desktop on a Windows 10 Pro laptop. Which control panel utility allows enabling remote desktop? A. Credential Manager. B. System. C. Remote desktop. D. Windows Firewall. The correct choice is B. System. The remote desktop feature can be enabled in the system utility of the control panel in Windows 10 Pro. A. Credential Manager. This utility is used to manage stored credentials, not to enable remote desktop. C. Remote desktop. While this is the name of the feature, there is no control panel utility with this name to enable it. D. Windows Firewall. This utility is used to manage firewall settings, not to enable remote desktop. To enable remote desktop using System, 1. Open Control Panel. 2. Click on System. 3. Click on Remote Desktop. 4. Under Remote Desktop, select the Allow Remote Connections to this computer checkbox. 5. Click Apply, then click OK. Question 5. You've been tasked with setting up encryption for a Windows computer. You're required to encrypt several shared folders within a partition so that other users can't read them. What tool should you use? A. BitLocker. B. EFS-C Administrative Share. D. TPM. The correct choice is B. EFS. Encrypting File System. This tool is specifically designed for encrypting files and folders on a Windows system, making it the ideal choice for your task. BitLocker, on the other hand, is used for full disk encryption, while TPM is a hardware module for security tasks, and Administrative Share is not an encryption tool. To encrypt a shared folder using EFS, follow these steps. 1. Right-click the shared folder and select Properties. 2. Click the Advanced button. 3. Select the Encrypt Contents to Secure Data checkbox. 4. Click Apply and then OK. Once you have encrypted the shared folder, only users who have your user account credentials will be able to access the files and folders within it. Question 6. In which computing environment is a technician operating after completing a scripting task and saving the script as an SH file? A. PowerShell. B. Linux. C. JavaScript. D. Python. E. Batch file. The correct choice is B. Linux. Saving a script as an SH file is a common practice in Linux environments. The /esh file extension is typically used for shell scripts, which are commonly used in Linux and Unix-like operating systems. PowerShell is primarily used in Windows environments. JavaScript is used for web development. Python is a general-purpose programming language, and batch files are used in Windows environments for scripting tasks. Question 7. A user reports being unable to connect to websites or access file shares on their Windows 10 laptop after connecting to a new wireless router. What is a likely cause? A. Wrong DNS server. B. Missing proxy server settings. C. Duplicate IP address. D. Incorrect SSID. The correct choice is A. Wrong DNS server. If the user is unable to connect to websites or access file shares on their Windows 10 laptop after connecting to a new wireless router, it is likely due to incorrect or improperly configured DNS server settings. The DNS server is responsible for resolving domain names to IP addresses, and if the settings are wrong, it can prevent the user from accessing websites or file shares. Missing proxy server settings, duplicate IP address, or incorrect SSID network name would not directly cause the described issue. Question 8. An application requires the PHP interpreter to function properly on a Linux server. What is commonly used to install PHP? A. pip, B. pexl, C. apt, D. rpm. The correct choice is C. apt. On a Linux server, the commonly used package manager for installing PHP is apt. apt is the package management system used by Debian-based Linux distributions, such as Ubuntu. It allows users to easily install, update, and manage software packages, including PHP. Pip is a package installer for Python, pexl is a repository for PHP extensions, and RPM is a package manager used by Red Hat-based Linux distributions. Question 9. As the security administrator for your organization, you've recently detected a malware incident. In this scenario, what would be your initial course of action? A. Implement containment measures. B. Begin the removal process. C. Initiate the recovery process. D. Commence monitoring for further activity. The correct choice is A. Implement containment measures. As the security administrator for your organization, in the event of a malware incident, your initial course of action should be to implement containment measures. This involves isolating the affected systems or network segments to prevent the malware from spreading further. By disconnecting affected devices from the network, disabling compromised user accounts, or blocking communication channels used by the malware, you can limit the impact and prevent additional damage. Once containment measures are in place, you can proceed with the removal process, initiate the recovery process, and commence monitoring for further activity. However, implementing containment measures is the crucial first step to mitigate the risk and prevent the malware from causing more harm. Question 10. An endpoint protection tool detects a compromised Windows machine attempting to reach out to a known malicious domain. What mitigation technique should be used first? A. Reinstall OS from image. B. Restore files from backup. C. Isolate system from network. D. Run scan using updated definitions. The correct choice is C, isolate system from network. When a compromised machine is detected, the first mitigation technique should be to isolate the system from the network. This prevents the malware from spreading to other systems and stops any ongoing data exfiltration to the malicious domain. After the system is isolated, further steps such as running a scan using updated definitions, restoring files from backup, or reinstalling the OS from an image can be taken based on the severity and nature of the compromise. Question 11. You're configuring the power management settings on a Windows computer. Your goal is to ensure that important data is preserved while the computer is in a low power state. Which power management mode should you choose to achieve this? A. Sleep. B. Hibernate. C. Standby. D. Pillow.x. The correct choice is B. Hibernate. Hibernate is the power management mode that allows the computer to save all open documents and running programs to the hard drive and then power off. When the computer is turned back on, it resumes from where it left off, preserving all the important data. Sleep mode, choice A, is a low power state where the computer is still on but uses minimal power. Standby, choice C, is an older term used for a similar low power state. Pillow.exe, choice D, is not a valid power management mode and does not exist. Question 12. You're responsible for monitoring security events on a Windows server. To track auditing information effectively, which log file within the event viewer should you focus on? A. System. B. Application. C. Local users and groups. D. Security. The correct choice is D. Security. To track auditing information effectively on a Windows server, you should focus on the security log file within the event viewer. The security log records events related to security, such as successful or failed logon attempts, changes to user accounts or group memberships, and other security-related activities. The system log, choice A, contains events related to the operating system and hardware. The application log, choice B, contains events related to applications, and the local users and groups, choice C, is a management console for managing user accounts and groups, but it does not provide auditing information. Question 13. You are configuring network settings on a Windows 10 laptop. You frequently connect to different networks, and sometimes you're not sure about the trustworthiness of the devices on the network. Which network location profile setting is most appropriate for this situation? A. Private. B. VPN. C. Metered connection. D. Public. The correct choice is D. Public. In this situation, where you frequently connect to different networks and are unsure about the trustworthiness of the devices on the network, the most appropriate network location profile setting is public. When you connect to a network marked as public, Windows applies more restrictive settings to help protect your computer. This includes disabling network discovery, file and printer sharing, and other features that could potentially expose your computer to security risks. It is a safer option when connecting to unfamiliar or untrusted networks. The other options, private VPN and metered connection, are not specifically designed for this situation. Private is typically used for trusted networks. VPN is a method of connecting securely to a private network over the internet, and metered connection is used to limit data usage on networks with limited or expensive data plans. That's it for this part of the CompTIA A+ Security Practice Question Series. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more A++ Core 2 videos covering all the exam domains. And don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of this video and what other topics you'd like to see covered in the future.